What's a dead giveaway that someone is not a good person? Never taking accountability for anything. This is actually a pretty good indicator of a person with some kind of personality disorder like narcissistic. The clue you are looking for is that nothing is ever their fault. Unless it's really good. Then of course it was all them. Always talking s about other people when they aren't around. I work with a guy who's closing in on 70 years old. Easily 90% of the conversation I've had with him over the years is shitting on, really over the top. 2. Everyone that isn't me. And he's quite friendly to me, especially if he needs something. I can't remember if I overheard him or if someone told me, but I know for sure he shits on me the same way when I'm not there. So now, every once in a while I'll just sharply divert whatever we're talking about and flatly ask him how many times he called me a dumb motherfucker / cocksucker / etc. before I was in range of hearing. Turns into a wilted petunia. I don't understand how people like this make it so far in life. When telling you about issues in their life and everything is everyone else's fault, no accountability. If all their exes are crazy, they're crazy. My favorite version of that: if you smell ass anywhere you go, check under your own shoe. I guess a subtle one is them treating you differently in public vs how they treat you privately. These can both go either way. I've been having this issue with a friend. Nice one-on-one. Will help out when he can. But absolutely trashes me in front of others. Especially women. Call them out. If they listen and are willing to change, give back them a chance to do so. If they refuse to acknowledge the problem and aren't willing to change, then FM. They're no friend. How someone treats another person based on their job title. Anyone who treats a server, maid, garbage person, etc. like crap is just telling the world how much a piece they are. As a truck driver I get looked down upon by some. Most of the time it doesn't bother me because of how much I get paid. I don't have a college degree and I make a decent chunk of change. I feel like I made a good decision and nobody is going to take that from me. When it does bother me is when I'm accused of being stupid. I get the whole thought process of why we're looked down on. I don't however get why some think we're all stupid. The trucking industry has just as many idiots as any other industry, but we aren't defined by them. The reason they're so obvious as opposed to other industries is because they're driving huge trucks. When you express a boundary, they try to guilt trip you, pressure you, or threaten you to try and force you to do things you don't want to do, or just flat out ignore. Have a roommate who's been doing that on top of other things. She'll be evicted soon though. Treating people well only if they can benefit from them in some way. If they treat you well, but treat random people like s, they aren't good people, and they'll treat you like s too if you ever stop being of use to them. Some shitty people will treat you nice without expecting anything from you, just because you are one of them. They won't treat people whom they don't consider one of them nice though. People who are always trying to manipulate a situation from the smallest things to the bigger issues. It is exhausting to be around them. Currently getting exhausted listening to someone like this for hours on end. It's why I'm on my phone. Sigh. A complete lack of compassion. Unless it's about themselves. Putting people down for fun. Never accepting responsibility for shitty behavior. Everything is always about them. Everything. Even if you're going through something difficult, suddenly they've been through the same thing, but worse. Even when they are being generous, it's for public display and not from a genuine place. Sulking and throwing fits to get their way. Yes, I'm thinking of a specific person. As someone worried I talk about myself too much, lol doing it now. When it's always about me, do you mean like ignoring other people's stories or heart to hearts? Whenever I chat and it gets deep, if I can relate I often try to say a similar experience, if applicable, to show I have an idea of how they're feeling, but it's coming more from the intent to show I sympathize with friends. Is that what people mean when they say all about themselves as a bad trait? If they brag about how they pulled a fast one on other people, as if to say how smart / slick they are and everyone else is stupid. A former friend was a habitual liar. I thought he had a mental disorder or something because of it, or he thought he needed to impress me with his lies so we could be friends. Then one day he told me he's such a good liar and he's gotten so many things in life because he lies. He instantly got cut off. No contact for a year until I saw him recently at a mutual party and still barely gave him the time of day. He was always using me. Good riddance. They never apologize. Or their apology is them just listing out problems about other people. The classic "I'm sorry that you have a problem with my actions" instead of "I'm sorry I did something wrong. I'm sorry that you feel that way." Cool rolls away in despair. They remember you are their friend only when they need something from you. I cut a lot of people off like that when I realized they only hit me up when they needed me. "Hey bro, you still have your truck? Need some help moving something this weekend? Now you ain't talked to me in 5 months, go get a U-Haul edit." More context for those asking. Yes. Attempts were made on my side many times to hang out prior to this. It was more of a build-up of BS over time that led me to just cutting them off. It's always about them. They're always the hero or always the victim in their stories. Can't take criticism, but probably dish it out to everyone else. They're never wrong. I have a friend like this. He's a very weird combo of pretty giving / thoughtful, consciously goes out of his way to help people, etc. But kind of subconsciously narcissistic. I think due to upbringing he's narcissistic but fights it. But yeah, 90% of what he talks about are minor interactions throughout the day that most people would just completely brush off that are apparently a huge deal to him, and where the other party was super wrong. I'd say like 2/3 of them, he's kind of in the right but they're extremely minor, and he's in the right based only on what he says, and like 1/3 he's clearly complaining about something completely normal that he looks like a D for making a big deal about. He's fun to be around in groups because we'll talk about other things and have fun. But one-on-one it can get exhausting just hearing him complain about one thing after another. Everyone else is toxic but then they leave you with a cliffhanger. Close bracket. I need to know what happens. Nothing is ever their fault. Pulls the victim card every time. That's even worse than what I was thinking. I know those that always have some excuse. Going straight to victimise. Terrible. They constantly say or do things where their only justification for doing so is it was just a joke when called out on it. Ah yes. The Schrödinger's douchebag. They decide if the offensive or rude thing they say is a joke based on the audience's response. If they are willing to gaslight you. I have memory problems due to manuscript. And when someone is willing to bend your reality there is a huge moral issue happening. You have manuscript also. Boy does it F with your memory. Someone who yells at you for crying or in a milder way tell you to stop complaining when you vent to them, but expect you to listen to their venting when they do. A lot of times they'll straight up tell you. Anybody who gleefully tells you "I'm such an asshole" or "I'm such a bitch" is usually not joking, even if they say it while laughing. Men who are so into the bullshit alpha and beta male thing and women who are so proud of being BS pretty much are screaming out that they have no redeeming or interesting qualities. This girl from my high school, which was a long time ago, apparently has a podcast dedicated to her talking about being a B, doing B things, and not giving a ref about others. It just gives me so much secondhand embarrassment, and I didn't even know her really, lol. When they cannot bring themselves to celebrate someone else's success. I had a friend like this. She was nice and seemed to like me. Took me quite some time to figure out the odd thing that was missing in our relationship. She couldn't be happy for me, not even a little "yeah good for you" or something like that. Just radio silence. We split ways. They mistreat their animals / pets. This is a huge one for me. A lot of comments in this thread are subjective and circumstantial, but hurting innocent animals, and in my opinion, also elderly people, is extremely crooked and awful. Throwing trash out of a car window. Littering. This happened to me at a red light yesterday. Heard something clunk against my car. Fast food box stuffed with trash thrown out of the passenger side by the driver. Just chucked it against my car while stopped. I was furious. Yelled and honked. She ignored me while grooving to music on her headphones. I hate people sometimes. There is this one saying, You can tell a person's character by how they treat those who can't do anything for them. Apostrophe. Treats animals poorly. Friend's ex-boyfriend used to harass and abuse her dog. A stray foot every now and then as an excuse as to why he knocked the dog off her feet. Squeezing her paws so hard that she would cry. Pointing a gun and shoving it in her face like he was going to hit her with it. Wasn't too big of a surprise that he ended up being verbally and a bit physically abusive to my friend too before she broke it off. Who else is just scrolling through answers to either find out if you're a bad person or looking for an excuse to call yourself a bad person? Edit. I see we are all avid self-deprecation practitioners. I found it more effective to use these threads to identify poor behavior I have and try to change it so I won't continue to be a bad person, and if I'm not a bad person, how I can be a better person. Also, it helps people recovering from / dealing with abuse to identify abusive behaviors so they can better avoid them. A former co-worker if mine showed themselves to be completely psychotic on her first day. The entire day everything seemed normal. Then right at the end of the day she came into my office laughing hysterically because she had to show me a video. It was a video of a guy committing suicide by jumping off a water tower. She said he bounced real good with the most maniacal grin on her face. She didn't last long. Most of these comments I'm like, okay, that person is shallow. That person is kinda self-centered. Everyone has a bad day, but this one, yeah, that's a psychopath. They talk horribly about others. Everyone gossips, but when you're talking about someone's weight, depression, family issues etc in a nasty way, you're not a good person. My mother does this and just makes negative comments about others like it's normal, and I just stay quiet hoping she gets the idea. When they say something ominous and there's a lightning strike. Frau BLUCHER carrot carrot EDIT carrot carrot FRANZ carrot carrot DOES carrot carrot THERN carrot carrot PUMPING Frau carrot carrot DOES carrot carrot THE carrot carrot HORSE carrot carrot SCARING. They steal from you. What if they steal my heart? As long as they don't sell it on the black market. They treat people like waitstaff, cashiers, and other service workers like shit. This is the comment I was looking for. It has been such a solid indicator of a person's character in the past that I will pay particular attention to how someone I'm just getting to know will treat servers and waitstaff.